Austin gets a bad rap for having a boring skyline, but there are plenty of architectural gems in the capital city if you look closely enough. Now let's travel back in time to an Austin before the glass towers and the bachelor parties. Back when the legislature wasn't in session, it was a sleepy college town dominated by bungalows. The Capitol Dome, built all the way back in 1888, was the city's tallest building all the way until the 1970s. 515 Congress and the Chase Bank Tower were the city's first true towers, and they were about as unglamorous as their names suggest. They were straight-edge rectangles that totally missed the sex, drugs, and rock and roll of the 60s. But then architects started to have a little bit more fun with their creations. Dirt red towers with nesting setbacks rose across downtown Austin. These buildings were designed in what's called the postmodern style, and they're some of the city's most interesting buildings to this day. Good examples are 111 Congress and 600 Congress. They kind of look like Devo hats in my opinion. Those are some of John Hallock's favorite buildings in Austin. He's the studio director at Rios Austin, an architecture and design firm, and he calls them a welcome sight compared to some of our modern, full-block, dark glass towers. And hey, the funky shapes and unexpected angles are just fun. Austin's postmodern past is still visible in the skyline, albeit in the shadows of newer plate glass towers, but even the newer structures have their own fun. The Frost Bank Tower has a crown of glass triangles and looks like an owl, an alien space laser, or a pair of nose hair trimmers, depending on who you ask. The Block 185 Tower, designed by Pelly Clark and Partners, swung for the fences and largely met the mark. A sail-shaped curtain wall rises along one side of the building into a sharp peak 590 feet from the ground. Meanwhile, the glass front steps back into a series of balconies looking out onto Lady Bird Lake. Forth Bagley, a principal at Kohn Pedersen Fox, who leads the firm's design efforts in Texas, has the building at the top of his Austin list. He called it, quote, elegant and iconic, saying it represents the best of office tower design from the last decade of explosive growth. Austin's downtown lacks the central retail corridor of New York's Fifth Avenue. Instead, much of the shopping has actually migrated south along Congress. Simon McGowan of Runa Workshop points to Music Lane, the South Congress retail and office assembly developed by Turnbridge Equities and designed by Lake Flatto. McGowan said that it reminds him of Berlin beer gardens and Spanish plazas. Even as Austin's architectural gems have spread out, they all lead back to the original, the Capitol building. The city has special requirements to preserve views of the building from all four cardinal directions, leading to spectacular views of the pink granite dome. That dome made the city then and continues to define it now.